guys, my name is Jen George. I'm involved with Tammy, Like-Minded Bitches, Skill.com, you know, all the usual shenanigans. Today I'm here with Ilter from Blys, and Ilter's going to introduce himself and the Blys gang. Over to you.
Hey Jen.
Thanks,
hey guys. My name is Ilter. I'm the founder and CEO of Blys. We're an on-demand massage booking platform based here in our office in Sydney, but we operate nationally. And so we started the business just over a year ago, and going great guns. And I'm really looking forward to having a chat with Jen.
What's the business model?
So the business model, it's a two-sided marketplace, and I guess to summarize, it's a bit like the Uber, but for massages, and where we have the platform sits in the middle. We have a we have clients on the one side who wants to get a professional massage delivered to their home or office. And on the other side, we have qualified and vetted professional massage therapists. Basically, Blys just connects the two, and the service is delivered on demand and on site. So we come to you and we bring everything with us. That's massage tables, towels, oil, music, and that's basically how it works. So
very cool.
And we take a platform fee from every transaction. Much like Uber does. So
awesome.
Yeah.
And so how do you, I guess, is it done through an app? Like, how did you get started versus to kind of where you are today to kind of test this model out?
Yeah, sure. Currently we are we have a native app on iOS, and we have a website as well. When we first started, it was just a website.
Yeah.
It was very sort of put together in a couple of days, really, just to test the idea and see if we can validate the market. And
how many massages have you recently gotten during that?
I did. We did a bit of market research. Obviously, that while we were trying to identify the problem, I did get a number of massages myself, and
would have been tough market research.
Yes, it was. I never wanted to end. I was like, I'm not convinced if there's a market here. Let me just get another massage. We, as you know, just early days, just put together something, and I think we launched in 5 days.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very quick, and we had our first booking, I think, on 8 days after we launched.
Great.
And I remember the first booking. It was actually it was a couples massage in the city in Sydney, and that with 2 therapists at the same time, and we only had 2 therapists at that time, and one of them was in Bondi and the other one was in Canterbury or West somewhere, and so I literally had to drive, go and pick up the one, and then go and pick up the other one in Bondi and drive them to the city, just to
to make it happen.
To make it happen,
You gotta do what you gotta do, right? Well, at least you weren't turning up during the massage.
No. But yeah, it's we made it happen. So
that's fantastic.
Luckily, I'm not doing that anymore. So.
Yeah. If anyone wants a massage, so you validated your product, you kind of got it out there. What are the next steps then? What did you do to kind of take it to the next level?
Yeah, sure. So again, it's just once we sort of proven that there's already a market out there. We knew that. Obviously, mobile massage is not a massage delivered to your home. It's not a new concept, I guess. But
it's the technology behind it.
Yeah, it's the technology behind it. And what we made is we made the process a lot more streamlined.
Yep.
All online, but also obviously on the supply side, I guess, on the therapist side, you have hundreds and thousands of massage therapists. They have their own website. They're running their own business, owner-operator business, most of them, which is great. But obviously, for a client who doesn't have a massage therapist, or they don't know anyone already, it's really difficult for them to find. You go on Google, you search for a massage therapist.
Figure out what's good quality, what's
exactly.
not.
You don't know, you can't vet them. You don't know who is good, who's bad. And so basically we just said, look, the supply side is completely fragmented.
Yep.
Which is, I guess, typical for marketplaces like us. That's the primary problem you solve.
Yep.
Fragmented supply sides, which causes friction on the demand side.
Yep.
And then we just say, okay, look, let's just do the vetting and find the right people, and then create a brand that's trustworthy, and then build a website, and then use the technology to streamline the booking process.
Yep.
So hopefully people will like it. Yeah. So
definitely.
That's sort of how it started, and then we sort of improved the technology.
Eric is actually a customer of Blys.
Okay.
So her question is, thanks for joining us. Was there a reason you chose a web app versus a native? And P.S. I'm a customer.
Yeah. Hi, Erica. Yeah. So we started with a web app only. To be honest, it was small startup, limited budgets, limited funds. You always have to be ruthless about your priorities, and
definitely.
So we looked at, okay, where should we start? Obviously, we already had the technical, I guess, skills in the team to build a web app.
Yep.
So we quickly did that, and then once we reached certain sort of scale, and we had sort of revenue coming in, and so okay, cool, let's just have an app out there.
Yep.
The main reason to have an app, to be honest, for us was
the ability behind it all.
Well, I mean, mainly for distribution.
Yep.
Like, we wanted to be in the App Store.
Yep.
And people were looking for or asking us, our customers, hey, do you have an app?
Yep.
And so to address that, I guess, and also to be in the App Store, which is a fairly decent distribution channel.
Definitely.
So we decided to have an app. We launched with a bare bones, very simple app. And now, we're constantly, every week, we're improving it, adding new features. And so that's it, and an Android app will come soon.
Fantastic. Awesome. So Erica, any feedback on your experience with the app? We'd love some live stuff here. So, getting to that point, getting clients on board, you've got a real live thing here. How do you then attract investors to take it to the next level? Or have you taken on any investment to start with? Probably?
Yeah, we've done a small angel round earlier this year, which really helped us to take the business to the next level, and that helps us to scale, launch in different cities and invest in the technology. Our website or our technology went through, hundreds of iterations since we launched.
It's never quite finished, right?
Yeah, so that the investment really helped us to sort of speed up that process.
Yep.
And ultimately, what that means is it's a better customer service, and we can concentrate on the features that the customers have been asking for. But yeah, so that's what's been how we are using the funds, and from here onwards, I guess we're currently doing our seed rounds. We're pretty much right in the thick of it, and what's attractive, or our strategy is always traction.
Yep.
Once you show traction,
you've got customers.
So you've got customers, you've got revenue coming in, and these customers are not obviously just people who come and try it once and never come back, and we have a very strong repeat booking sort of.
So you've really focused on your unit economics.
Yeah, very much. I mean, those are the points that are. Those exactly like you said. So. How quickly we are acquiring customers, at what cost, and then at what rate we keep them, what's the right lifetime value of those customers. So if you look at all the sort of core startup metrics, it's a very healthy business, which then again, it sort of helps us with getting investments.
Definitely.
So
what are some of two-sided marketplaces that no matter what size they are around the world, everything from Uber to day one kind of startups all have similar challenges for getting the right people to the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
What are the three biggest challenges you've had at scaling a hyperlocal double-sided marketplace?
The biggest challenge has been the supply side.
Yep.
So we interview every therapist that we bring on board in person.
Yep.
So we have city managers in every city that we operate in, and these city managers are professional qualified massage therapists themselves. And
so it's the bullshit test, essentially.
It's the bullshit test, basically. We obviously, in the application process, all the therapists that they upload their qualifications, their insurance, their ABM, all the documents that we require. But obviously, we still do the trade tests. So our city managers, organize in-person interview. So obviously from a quality and trust point of view, this is very important.
Of course.
But obviously the challenge is then when you're trying to scale a business up fast, you know, then you're sort of limited by the number of people that you can meet in person.
Yes.
But again, we're sort of getting better at that. You know, we are, you know, our application and onboarding process have been fairly sort of remote now and online. We still obviously have the in-person component. And it also helps us, you know, beyond the sort of the bullshit test, it also helps us to I guess, communicate our brand.
And your vision and your
and our company culture and our vision and our passion, most importantly. You know, like the therapists that we meet in person, and they leave that meeting like all fired up, and they totally understand what we're trying to do. You know, they understand that, you know, for us, the customer is like number one. That's our true north. You know, I mean, you know, we can talk about all the sort of startup metrics here and LTVs and CACs and stuff, but ultimately it's the, you know, that's the bullshit test that we're under. You know, ultimately, if you can keep the customers happy and coming back and they have a great experience, then I'm happy. That's success to me at this stage. You
that's
know,
awesome. And is there any learnings from marketplaces like, you know, the TaskRabbits or the Ubers where they do physically have to check every single person that you guys are allowed to kind of skip after, you know, the time to get a better outcome quicker, hopefully?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, yeah, I mean that's a difficult thing for us. Again, like it's a very personal experience. Like, you know, it's not, you know, I mean, TaskRabbits, you know, plumbing and stuff like that. I don't know. It's still, you know, the services are provided on site, so you still have to have some sort of vetting process. But for us, it's beyond that. It's such a personal experience where there is literally a physical contact between your supply and demand, and everyone. You know, I mean, ultimately, you know, you have someone coming into your home, so we need to give our customers that confidence, you know, and the fact that we interview every therapist in person, and that interview process goes for 2 hours, and we're fairly rigorous about that. Is again, that's part of our promise basically. So I don't know how to hack it basically, you know, and I don't think too much about it, to be honest. I think, you know, it's important that we do that, and yes, it sort of, you know, makes it more difficult for us to scale the business, but also it adds a lot in terms of trust for the company. Yeah,
it definitely makes perfect sense. And so as a startup, you know, what is your advice to other startups who are trying to find investment? You know, how do you present yourself? What should you be getting done before you do that? Who you should be approaching? There's a lot of decisions to make. What's your advice?
I mean, our strategy has always been about traction, to be honest. Like,
actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you know, obviously my background also helps. Like, I've been working in tech for 10 years, and
now you're just showing your age.
You know, so that also helps as well. Like, you know, but ultimately, like, you know, that's also, you know, yes, I have sort of credibility, I guess, as an online sort of product guy, but ultimately it all comes down to traction, in my view. So, you know, there's a market out there. We know that there's a market, you know, massages, you know, there's an existing market out there. So massages, you know, this includes retails like bricks and mortar, massage shops or retailers, plus, you know, individuals doing mobile massages. But there's also, you know, we basically, at the moment, we're targeting that market, but in the process, we're also creating a new market where, you know, 80% of our customers have never had a home massage before. So obviously, like, we just look at that and get excited and say, okay, great, look, you know, we're creating the market here. We're creating the category in Australia. So that's the sort of stuff that excites us. But my advice in terms of investment and stuff, look, I mean, ultimately it comes down to the hustle. Like, you got to show that, you know. You know, it's, you know, people always expect a big vision, you know. To be honest, like, in the very early days, it's sometimes like, you know, you always sort of, I mean, I remember like questioning myself, like, you know, what's that big vision? Do I really have that big vision? You know, and you sort of have a vision in the early days, but, you know, once you start, and then, you know, 6 months in, a year in, that vision crystallizes, like, you know, becomes so much clearer. And now I realize, like, looking back, okay, well, I thought I had a vision in day one, but now that vision is just so much bigger. And also, like, you obviously prove yourself what you can achieve.
Yeah.
And then you underestimate your ability to execute, and then you overestimate the challenges in the market. And then, and again, after a year, I'm a lot more confident in our ability as a team and a business, what we can achieve.
Yeah.
But again, if you can show that to the investors also, that,
they buy into you as well.
Yeah, the hustle and the, and again, also the other thing is like being able to achieve so much with such limited funds.
Yeah.
Also a kind of a plus.
Bit of respect.
Because they look at, this guy, this team has been, has achieved so much with so limited funds. Then I can't imagine what they could do if I gave them. Yeah. If I support them, so.
So, they say a leader in a startup is, the loneliest position, right?
Yeah.
Super fun. What do you do as an individual, as a leader, to make sure that, mental health is something that is something that everyone needs to be conscious of?
I get massages every week.
I'm in the wrong bloody business. Jessica, Glenn, I hope you're watching. We need to sort this out.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's an interesting topic, actually. To be honest, like I can almost say like that's probably been one of the biggest learnings for me since I started my own business, is that the emotional challenge, the self-doubt that comes and goes, and that sort of relentless, like always looking for, like you achieve something and you don't even have time to celebrate. It
doesn't feel like you have, because there's always that
exactly, because there's always that next step. Okay, cool, that's done. I still have like these 10 things to do. So I think you, especially when you have a team, people, I think you need to make an effort to celebrate those small wins, and that's definitely one of the things that I'm learning and I've learned. But again, ultimately, people say it's about the journey as well as the destination. And I think that also resonates, strongly with me as well. And, it's, luckily I have a team that supports me and believes in what we're trying to do here. And, in those times of self-doubt, they just, it's just this high five and they pick me up and like, yeah, great. We're actually
get on with it.
Yeah, get on with it. We're actually doing really well. And, but I think, the emotional thing is, it's part of the learning curve, I guess. And I don't think you can learn by reading. You just have to go through it. Yeah.
It's interesting as well, because there's this perception that as a leader, you're supposed to be that person that goes, do this, don't do this, how dare you, be quite abrupt. So I guess that old school way of what a boss should look like. How did you figure out your leadership style, and kind of what tone suits you and how you approach things? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it's it's situational, really. It depends. Like, if you're in, ultimately, my approach is always, inclusive. Flat hierarchy, all that sort of stuff. Like,
massages really, for everyone.
That's a company perk, so everyone gets one free massage.
You're like Oprah of massages.
But yeah, look, I'm a firm believer of that, inclusive sort of leadership, and the flat hierarchy. Just try to really just get people buy-in on the vision and the mission. Yeah. And as long as they have that fire in them, and they'll follow, and they'll go above and beyond. Yeah.
They're curious to work.
Yeah, exactly, and they want to see it through,
No, it sounds like you have a great culture. So how has that culture evolved over, from day one versus where you are now? There's some bumps along the way, right? So you kind of figure out what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. That's we started in my garage, so that was a different culture, and but now, we have a team here in Sydney and a sort of distributed team. We have city managers and we sort of try to, basically what we're trying to do is always open, full transparency. I always tell my team, guys, like, everything I know, like there's nothing that I really, that I know that you don't, so I try to be super open, transparent, just keep everyone in the loop. As to what's happening and the challenges we have, and both as a sort of business and on a sort of more personal level as well, but again, we try to, we have our sort of monthly sort of gatherings as well. So And the other thing is also, I guess, in a marketplace or a business like us, so you have the Blys, I guess, the team in the HQ, but then you also have, hundreds of, massage therapists who are all independent contractors.
Yeah.
But you also, you want them to feel part of the business, So, I would hate them to see us as a job board or anything like that. It's really they're part of this, something really exciting. It's moving, and we really, want to include them in, in this journey with us. And
definitely.
So that's also like, we do in every city we do like, happy hour and meetups and stuff like that. And we have a very active Facebook community for our massage therapists where we constantly communicate and ask for feedback and just checking how they're going. And we try to, I guess, create that sense of team and culture with our therapists as well as our sort of team in the office.
That's fantastic. And you guys have some amazing traction today. So, are you hiring, are you growing, and how are you building that team to support this traction or growth?
So we are. It's a sort of battle, like who do we hire, and is it a full time or a part time,
and when do you hire as well?
When
just try and pick it up just like ourselves.
Exactly. So I guess that's also just understanding like your strengths and weaknesses. So obviously like we've we're in a position, we're in a stage where now we started bringing the experts into the business rather than just us trying to do everything and
Google everything.
Google. Exactly.
It's the best expert we hired.
Cora as well. Like, how do you do this?
Can you do this?
Is
it illegal?
I know. But
you got to wonder what startup founders' search history is. Is this illegal?
I know. Am I going to jail? But yeah. So yeah, we basically like marketing and growth is obviously an area that that I've had experience in the past and product and growth, but now sort of we reached a point where like, okay, cool, this is now kind of beyond me, and to allow us to take the business from this level to the next, we really need to bring a sort of specialist. So we are currently looking for a sort of head of growth kind of role.
So if anyone's looking, you can apply.
And it's basically a sort of growth marketer, performance marketing. Basically, we almost exclusively concentrate on online channels. We do a bit of offline and partnerships, but that's not a main focus. Just because I can't quantify it. Yes,
especially at this stage, though, you're better off getting the actual metrics, fine tuning your unit economics, and then
pretty much. So, but yeah, I mean, look, now we've added an awesome head of operations recently. So, and that's been a game changer.
Yeah,
like, seriously,
isn't it amazing?
They tell me like, how did you guys manage to do all this, like
with none of this,
like which is like really, it's. I mean, again, it's quite incredible the difference it makes. Like it just allowed us to sort of our focus has been sort of just this in the business and sort of fairly sort of funnel vision to like, okay, cool. Once someone at that caliber with great sort of operational skills take all that stuff away from you, you go, okay, now I can really just sit down with Jen and chat about stuff.
Well, thank you. He's charging me for this, by the way. So then, as you kind of put all these systems and things in place so that you can keep scaling your business, how do you as a leader keep evolving, keep learning, keep figuring out, because, even for us in the one shift days, you didn't know what expertise you need to be hiring for, because you weren't aware of what those things were until you went, there's somebody who's doing it, what are the startups that you're looking for? What are you doing to kind of keep opening your eyes to where you need to be next?
Yeah, I mean, also, like, for us, my main sort of inspiration comes from the other founders around me, and particularly people who are maybe like same stage or just like one sort of stage next, sort of above. So we are here. We work out of the Sharing Hub. This is an accelerator co-working space. I share the office with a couple of other awesome startups. There's Mad Paws. Shout out to Mad Paws. they are the awesome dog sitting marketplace or pet sitting marketplace, and Spacer.com. So with Mike, you probably know him. There's Car Next Door guys are here, and Zoom2 is here, and I mean, again, like I learned so much from these guys, and if I have any sort of challenges, I sort of usually go to them and say, hey,
help.
How did you guys solve this problem? And ultimately we're also two-sided marketplaces, so fairly similar challenges. So they sort of help me, and or if they can't help, they at least sort of introduce me to someone that could help. And so that's been again a huge sort of positive thing for us as a business, and for me as a founder as well. And I mean, that's been a main, I guess, thing. I still sort of read a lot about, sort of our sector and technology and what's happening, and other challenges, and from sort of at scale marketplaces.
And what do you think about do you have a board or an advisory board, and what are your thoughts?
I have a group of advisors.
Great.
So we'll have a board once we do our next round. We thought it was just probably a bit premature to have a board at this stage when we are solving some fundamental problems. A bit the product. So we just have to be able to make decisions like super fast. But I do have a group of advisors which I regularly speak with, and
soundboard things off. And
absolutely. And which is again that's been very helpful. Sort of try to choose my advisors from sort of different with the different sort of set of skills.
Depending on the challenge, right?
That different set of skills, and that's been really helpful as well. So but
that's awesome.
Learning never ends. It's incredible.
Definitely. And so for your next steps going global, is that on the horizon? How will you approach that?
So
from our little island down.
I mean, to be honest, back to what I was saying about the vision in day one and the vision now. I think that's that when we first started, we were like, okay, cool, look, Australia, start in Sydney, and then go Melbourne, maybe Brisbane, and then that vision just evolved. So we're launching in Perth on the 22nd of this month. Which means we'll officially be a national business, and that's our last sort of major city. And now we'll do 5 other cities in Australia. But after that, definitely international. So we are looking for obviously New Zealand and other sort of major cities in the APAC sort of region, and or Southeast Asia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and.
Is that more just because it's close to home, or have you approached this in a certain way to choose these places?
I mean, we've done some research into those markets, and I know a couple of people who are sort of who know those markets really well. And but also that's also part of the thing as well. It's sort of like sort of same time, timeline sort of. It's close to us, and but so we definitely we have plans to do that. We just have to sort of get the product and the technology at a level where we can sort of we exactly. So but getting there.
It's awesome. Very exciting things ahead.
Very much so.
So if anyone wants to follow you, what can you help with to the startup community? If they wanted to reach out, what can they come to?
Absolutely. Look, so my email, any questions or any. Anything, you can just email me at ilter@getblys.com.au. So that's ILTER at getblys, GETBLYS.com.au. I'm always just happy to help out or just catch up and bounce back some ideas. And
now that you have a team, it lets you do it.
Absolutely. And also again, collaborate as well. We're always open for collaborations.
Partnerships, important.
Partnerships, collaborations with, we don't really look at the size of the business that much. We typically look at the brand and if they're a good fit. But definitely open for that, either, B2B or consumer level partnerships. yeah, definitely hit me up if you have something.
It's a question I ask everyone. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
If I wanted to have
one, or if you could have one.
Yeah, if I could have
Like, I don't want one.
Okay. Oh, Jesus, okay.
It's a hard one, right?
Yeah. I'd love to be able to, like, read people's minds.
That leaves nothing to the imagination, though.
I know. No, okay. No, that's not good. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
It could be read minds.
Read minds? Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, that's fine. Do whatever you want.
Maybe, like, as long as it's that close proximity.
Yeah.
So it's not, like, too
crazy. You want to turn that off? I don't know if it's
maybe something like that.
That's awesome. So if people want to get behind your Blys, how do they get behind? I was going to say get Blys.
Yeah. Look, definitely just, like our Instagram and obviously like follow us on social media and
tell your friends. Great Mother's Day gift.
Yeah,
Father's Day gift.
absolutely. And if you want to give it a go, try the service. Just use code FRIENDS and that'll get you $20 off.
Perfect.
Simple, right?
This is gonna go viral now.
yeah, friends. Simple as that. Just type in friends at checkout and that'll give you $20 off.
Appreciate it.
And just give us a try. And if you have tried, please give us your feedback. You probably would have received an email from me if you tried us asking for feedback. I am,
be brutal.
Yeah, just be brutal. Like I'm the, I've the toughest, skin, thickest skin. So yeah, just want to basically build an awesome service across Australia, and we have a long way to go, but
So we all do.
We're on the right path, I think.
Very exciting. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for coming on.
No, thanks.
And everyone, we'll see you next time. Thanks very much. Have a good week.
Cheers.